All right, gang, if you want to know what it takes to be a good athlete, I'm here today for another episode of Beyond the Painted Lines podcast with Brandon Bates and Jordan Bartlett. I'm your host, Keith Datu, and welcome to another episode. What's up, guys?
Man, thanks for having us on. It's an honor and a pleasure and a privilege, and I'm going to hand it over to my son now.
It's nice to be here. Thanks for having us on. I really appreciate it. But I want to preface this by saying I am not a good athlete because I'm also eating Shake Shack. You know.
He had a game today. He's refueling. He's getting his protein in. It's all good.
He got the player of the game, bro. He didn't get you're the player of the game in my heart.
Ah, okay. That's
5 blocks, 11 boards, a win.
All right, so real quick, we'll do a quick background. Jordan, where are you from, bro?
I'm from Washington, D.C., born and raised. You hear me? The East Coast, the best coast.
Oh, my.
Washington, D.C. area.
It's literally West Coast, the best coast. How do you say East Coast is the best coast?
Hey, man, just because there's a lot of y'all out here in the Philippines doesn't mean that y'all dominate it.
So what are you doing in the Philippines?
All right, so I came here. I planted a foundation out here, charity, back in 2017. So I came back originally to do some mission work, also to finish my last trimester of school.
Cool. And what school?
De La Salle University.
Right on.
And shout out to the Green Archers. We just won the whole UAAP. Right? We won. That means we won too.
All right, B, you're up.
Jordan's a little bit of a mic hog, but I'm from Sydney, Australia, and I'm here to play basketball. I've been living here for 6 years, I think. Again, a little bit on and off because during the pandemic I went home, built my own life there, and then I was like, you know what, forget it. I want to come back here and play basketball.
What did you do in Australia?
I did a lot of things. I was a warehouse worker. I worked in a netball centre, sports centre. I was a coach, basketball coach. And what did I do most recently? What I just told you I love doing?
Coffee shop.
Coffee, yeah, I was a barista.
We have a 6'9" barista making you coffee in Australia.
And I love doing it.
So let's get right into what we got today. What makes a great athlete? Jordan had a great topic about this 100 points system, about what makes a good athlete.
Thinking of life as a value system, right? What do we put our value in? And we're all basketball players here. The three of us are all athletes. Not even hit my prime yet. I'm 26 years old. I was trying to think, like, what could I have done better up till now? Like, thinking, what are all the different categories you could touch on? So I, selected 5 physical, and you added, more mental topics to it, but I thought of 5 different categories that make up a great athlete, which to me is IQ, skill set, strength and conditioning, sleep, and diet. So those are to me, and I think Brandon agreed on it, those are the 5 physical attributes to be a good athlete. I wanted to see and pick your brains and where you rank, categorize those, and where you would put 100 points into those. But I actually think Keith wanted to add a couple.
Yeah, I think we should add, I guess we can group mental health and emotional intelligence as one. So that would be 6. And then maybe our 7th would be mindset, our overall mindset when approaching the hard work that we have to put in as an athlete. So for this 100-point system, I guess we're going to each give our own take and score our own 100 points on these 7 topics.
What's 100 divided by 7? Quick. We're not that type of Asian.
14.63.
No way.
No, it's not.
No way.
All right, so Jordan, because it's your idea, maybe you start.
Here, use my phone as a calculator.
We're going to pretend we're looking at a pie chart here, and we're going to score 100% of what makes a good athlete with our topics that we have listed.
Hold on. I just want to say that I did the 100 divided by 7.
It's kind of close.
14.3.
No way.
Close, bro.
That was pretty close.
Yeah.
All right, so these are our 7 that we got listed right here.
Speaking of 7, I'm going to give sleep a solid 7. So we got 7 on the board right
So we
there.
got 93 left.
Wait, 7% of what makes a good athlete is sleep?
We got 7 categories.
We
From
have
the heart.
Yeah, I mean, this is our own individual take, so it's nice to see what each of us are going to say here. Let's go with IQ.
Ooh, IQ. This is probably my highest.
So sports IQ, depending on what sport you play, we're all
different.
basketball players, so you can always cater this to your sport, but we're talking about basketball IQ here. So what's your IQ number?
What's my IQ? I think for IQ, I'll give that a solid 17. Yeah, so I think that's worth more than double of sleep, pretty much.
Okay. How about skill set, the actual fundamentals and skill work?
I'll give that a good 13.
13? All right.
Out of your 100 points? Seems pretty low so far.
You're not doing...
Hey, man.
So we're working with 63.
You don't know what's going on in my head. So
Okay.
I may not also know what's going on in my head.
Next, let's go to diet.
Diet. Ooh. I'm going to give diet like a 6.
Are you being serious?
So clearly Jordan's not an athlete. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. Okay, we got a 6 for diet. Interesting.
He's a vegan, just remember that.
Yeah.
He is vegan. Okay, we got 3 categories left. Let's
You
go.
got 57 to work with.
Let's go with strength and conditioning.
I'm going to give strength and conditioning a solid 12.
You've got 2 more, and you've got 45 points left.
Okay.
So mental health, and what was the other one?
We got mental health / emotional intelligence and also mindset.
Let's give emotional intelligence a 13 as well, and let's give 16 to the other one, and then let's now
What
convert-
is happening?
Hold on.
And then what I want you to do now is we need to
You've got 16 left.
add 2 to every single one. It's
Wow.
7 categories. All right, so I can do this for you. Add 2 points to every
No,
category.
you can't. 2, 4, 6.
I want to give an extra point to skill, and I want to give an extra point to IQ.
Dang, okay.
Let's read off what you have.
Okay, yeah. All right, so these are my 7 attributes of an athlete. I have sleep at 9%, IQ, like basketball IQ, at 20%. I definitely think that allows players to play way past their physical prime, which is very important. Longevity. Basketball skill set, 16%. Diet, 8%, which they were surprised about. Strength and conditioning, 14. Emotional intelligence, 15. I believe you got to have a strong head on your shoulders in order for any of this to work out, or you're going to end up hitting a wall or giving up. Mentality is an 18. Also, that's just where that's how you overcome things, man. That's how you keep going. Mentality.
Okay. Let's explain why some of those numbers are so low.
Well, I'm gonna start with like diet at 8%, bro. Let's talk about people like Marshawn Lynch, who just eats hella candy. Guys like Lamar Odom, who like just comes every time he gets in the car, has a candy shop in the back of his car. People like Floyd Mayweather, who promotes like eating McDonald's like during training camp. Like,
That doesn't mean they actually eat McDonald's.
Right. Okay, maybe that's. Do you think all of that? Some of that may just be for show, right? But all I'm saying is, if you have these other attributes, like it can mess up. It could cancel out having a bad diet, right? Like if you stay hydrated, which is technically not one of our things, like you could flush out a lot of the bad toxins that you take in from eating, right? Like if you exercise a lot, you burn a lot of the fats that you may pick up from diet. So there's a lot of ways. It's important, don't get me wrong, I think all of these are important, but I think a lot of these balance diet out and trump diet.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Dwight Howard has actually gone on record saying that when he was younger, like he used to eat those candy bars before a game. He used to eat like Macca's, stuff like that. Macca's is McDonald's, yeah.
Oh, I was like, Macca's?
Yeah.
What is Macca's?
Sorry.
No, it's good.
Macca's burgers, like he said, he used to do that. Recently, he's come out and said, I really wish I hadn't done that when I was younger, because now that he's 37, 38, he's in the best shape of his life because he changed his diet.
Okay.
And now his longevity is like, I mean, obviously he's not playing in the NBA anymore, but he's still playing in Taiwan. And then hold on. Give me a sec. The Pelicans just came out and told Zion that he actually has to lose weight. Like he has to take better care of himself because he's been playing for what, 4 or 5 years? How many games has he played? Less 150 or something out of 482 season games. Right? Here we go. Passing it back to Jordan.
All right. I think this exactly proves my point because you just took someone who already has a Hall of Fame career without the diet, right? So yes, it's important. Could it elevate his game a little bit? Would it make him obliterate even more defenders than he already did? Maybe just a little bit, but not enough that's already taking him past the level that he's already hit, in my opinion. Same with Zion. This guy's the face of Jordan brand right now. I mean, he did that while being 340. I just bought a pair of Zions with my own money, even with him eating that messed up diet. So thanks for proving my point, bro. But
okay. Can I get it back again? How many chips have they won?
Chips? He
Yeah.
eats a lot of chips. We know that.
Zion, he's reached the playoffs once. Not even.
Bro.
Dwight Howard, 1 ring.
So in longevity terms, diet is ranked a lot higher for most athletes.
That's fair. I think, honestly, hold on.
Also, Zion's a lot. He's more of the younger tier, right?
Yeah.
Rather than like the old veterans in the league already. So the old vets are for sure eating a lot better than the young people who just came in, who are just learning what their body needs to perform at that level and maintain it.
That's fair. I just think as professional athletes, you want to take any opportunity you can get to get even just 1% better, even if it's, So that's why I disagree with that. But
no, I think you're disagreeing with me, but I actually think we agree, bro. Because we're saying that, oh, bro, he would be 6 to 8% better if he had a diet, and I agree, and those were my numbers. So, see, I think we're just disagreeing on numbers.
Wow. I think we're just disagreeing for the sake of disagreeing.
These are all important, man. Maybe you should put number one, kids, put 100% into all of this stuff if you can.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me tap into the highest thing I put in, and which I'm learning more in my maturity as a basketball player, is basketball IQ. I used to think skill work was the highest. Now this is my third highest ranked basketball skills. I used to be a drill guy, cone guy, right? But honestly, like if you don't know how to slow the game down, it was proven to me by just watching athletes who weren't as physically fit, that aren't the fastest or strongest. Guys like Chris Paul in the NBA, undersized, and he's not the quickest guy, still 37. He just knows how to change his pace, right? Pace is an IQ thing. You could be the fastest guy on there, but if you don't know how to stop and go. MJ, in his latter years in the NBA, he learned how to post up, right? He learned how to slow down, play back to the basket. When his physical attributes started deteriorating, IQ trumps everything, right?
So I'll even add to that. Now that you and I have entered the PBA, even though some of the older guys are extremely skilled still, they don't move the same way as the younger guys do nowadays. It's not necessarily saying like the younger guys have a better skill set, but they're able to perform their skill set better just because of their age and their fitness. So I think that IQ does play a huge role. I guess experience also plays into the role of IQ. To back your case up with the IQ,
I find that in the same category, but I think experience and IQ same.
I'm actually agreeing with Jordan here, saying that IQ is really high, should be really high, with that age difference, your level of experience, because that's going to also give you longevity and continue to give yourself value to your team that you're playing for.
All right, so it's my turn now. Are you going to get the math up on that? I've got 100 to work with. So we got sleep first. I think sleep is probably a 15. I think it's very important to get sleep.
15?
Yeah, 15.
Okay.
Because I think it's actually very important for recovery, things like that. I'll get into it after I've done that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
IQ's a 20.
Okay.
I do agree with both your points about that. Like I'll get into it later on, but now that I've jumped into the PBA, it's crazy how smart some of these guys are.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. Skill set, I think it's a solid 15 as well.
And then our next one is diet.
I think that's a 20.
Despite the Shake Shack.
Despite the
You know the way doesn't mean you go the way.
Yes.
Wait, say that one more time.
Just because you know the way don't mean you go the way. Brandon may know the way, but he don't always go the way, you hear me?
It's true. It's true. It's 100% true. So I got 30 left to work with, 3 categories left. Strength and conditioning, I think that's actually very important. I'll put that at 15.
Okay.
So I got 15 left to work with here, yeah?
Between mindset and like mental health / emotional intelligence.
Dang, bro.
I'm going to put 10 for emotional intelligence and then 5 for the last one.
Wow.
5 for mindset.
Which one was mentality?
Like, yeah, mindset and mentality, kind of interchangeable.
Once you get into the game, you can switch on pretty easily, I think. Like, your mindset is just like, yep, I'm in the game now. I have to, like, do this. Otherwise, I'm not going to play.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and read them off, and then
All right.
and then let's pick your like least and like your
Highest?
Yeah.
All right, so for sleep, I got 15. For IQ, I've got 20. Skill, I've got 15. Diet, I've got 20. Strength and conditioning, I've got 15. Emotional intelligence, I've got 10. Mentality, mindset, 5. So for the lowest one, mentality, that's not something you really need to work on. That's just something.
It's just like kind of it just naturally. It's like
It should naturally
it's like
happen.
your job.
Yes,
it's like
yeah.
it comes natural. Is what you're arguing.
And Jordan's going to take it.
And I disagree.
There we go. Of course.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Not just because I love disagreeing with you. Don't get me wrong.
I know,
do disagree though this time.
Yeah.
All I could do is relate to my personal experience, bro.
Yeah.
And there's been times where like I go down 10 or 15, and I remember games where I'm like, I really in my head I'm like, I'm looking around, I'm looking who's watching, I'm looking at like all the work I put in. I'm like, all right, I gotta flip a switch. And then there's other times where I've been in that same situation. Maybe I have a little injury or something. Maybe I played really well all tournament. I'm like, man, or I'm not enjoying my teammates right now, sometimes I mentally check out and I'm not able to push my team to get that lead back. So I believe that switch, you need that switch, and that's different for everyone.
I love that no matter what category we say, like, it's all opinionated. You know, you can argue both ways for like a high number or a low number for each category here.
And I just want to say that Jordan will disagree with me on like anything. He will find something to disagree with me.
On the pod, all facts, though, man. I wouldn't lie for the pod.
Yeah.
I think I said highest was between diet and IQ. I think diet's super important. I do think like you need to fuel your body right. When I was younger, I mean, I still do it now. I still eat like crap. Stuff like that. I mean,
it happens, right? We have the occasional drive through McDonald's just because we have to. It's a weird hour. Like,
exactly.
It happens.
But I feel like more recently, except for this meal, I have started taking care of myself a lot more. Like, I do eat vegetables every meal.
Yes.
I carb load the night before. I mean, you and I do that as well. We've spoken about this. I make sure I get the right amount of protein.
I've even cooked your dinner.
You have.
Oh.
That's a story for another time. But no, yeah, carb loading is very important. It's super important for recovery as well, because if you're not eating the right like proteins, if you're not eating the right complex carbs, body's just not being fueled right. So I do think diet's very important for in the moment and longevity, and just to feel better. Like as a person, like you start eating, you're a vegan, Jordan. You know, you don't eat much processed foods. You eat very whole foods, things like that, vegetables. And you've told me about the benefits of it. Like you feel amazing. You wake up with more energy. Even when we're out and up till like 4 or 5 in the morning, I'm dead tired. Regardless of what we're doing, I'm dead tired. Jordan's talking to me. He's like, he won't shut up. I'm just like, man, I'm too tired to be doing this. I don't know how you're talking to me like this. So that's why I think diet's very important just for overall, you know?
Okay.
And then IQ, you've got some of the smartest players I've seen in the PBA as well. You got Bo Belga, who's, you know, a little bit larger. Can't move too well, but he's, you know, 36, 37. He's still playing at a high level. Yeah. I've got Lane Malexai, who's, I think, 34, 35, but he's still playing. Our import, Suleiman Brimo. I think I just butchered that name. Sorry, Sue. He's honestly one of the smartest players I've ever seen in my life. Like, he just understands the game so well. He knows the defensive positions, not of just his spot, but for every single other spot as well. So he's a defensive juggernaut, not just one-on-one, but team defense. And on offense, like, he knows when he has to take over. He knows when we have to run a play. Like, he's just incredibly smart, and I've just never, ever seen that when I was playing at a lower level. And I understand that when I was playing at a lower level, those people that I was playing with, they've never made that jump because they're not smart enough to do it.
Well, I think that his IQ is also extra high, you know, because he is an import. He's like a world import. So he's actually able to play in other countries and play in different leagues, which also gives you like a different experience. Like, you know, playing Euro ball versus American ball versus now Filipino ball. Like, you're definitely gaining different ways to not only score, but you're right, play defense.
So I think IQ is very important. Like, as I said, I've just jumped from NBL 1 to the PBA, and man, some of these concepts, it's taken me a little while to get some of them. But, you know, once I start to get them, I'm like, oh, okay, so I need to be there, do that. Again, it's like 2%, 1%, where like if you're instead of being at the elbow extended on help, you're like closer towards the free throw line.
Yeah,
it's just
little
exactly,
adjustments. Just like,
makes the most important difference.
For sure.
Yep.
Actually, what was just sitting back and listening to you guys, the thing that jumped out to me was when you think of when I naturally think of basketball IQ, I just think of offense. I didn't even realize like defense is considered in my head. I'm like, oh, that's an athletically dominated, you know, thing. Like you have to be in your physical prime to be good at it. But you're right. If you know your rotations, man, timing of like where the players put that ball, getting steals, all that goes way past speed and more than just hand-eye coordination, which is also very important.
Or one of the other things was for sleep. I kind of wish I had put that higher, but just considering everything there, I think sleep is very important because I think recovery is crucial for when you're a professional basketball player or a professional athlete in general. You see those athletes who play in the NBA for 2-3 years, freak athletes, but then they can't get any further because they just don't take care of their bodies.
Right.
I think sleep is one of the most important things because when you're asleep, your mind's not doing anything. It's literally just focused on recovering. That's my 2 cents. I don't know if anyone cares, but you know.
Halfway through you speaking, I was going to pause and be like, number one, like this is kind of unfiltered. Like we could say whatever we want, and if we don't like our answers, we can always cut it, right? Between us three.
Yeah.
Right. So I was going to literally be like, and we've had conversations about this off screen, bro.
Yeah.
You know, we sit down, we talk about like stuff like this, like what makes a good athlete, and you have so much to say about it. Like, why don't you apply it to yourself, bro? And literally when you were talking about diet though, like I do notice the changes in like your intentionality. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
So like, for example, like I had a chef I put him on to, and like he started getting some meal prep for her, and he like was counting calories. He like gave her feedback. He was like, hey, can you ask her to put in more vegetables? So like I can notice that although you may be just projecting more that you don't care sometimes, but I can tell that you're at least slowly but surely, and it is a part of you're a rookie in the league, man, and a part of your maturity as an athlete, and you're looks like you're climbing that ladder and starting to care more about these categories, which is good, bro. So proud of you, man, Mr. 5 Blocks.
Thanks, Jordan. I really appreciate that. But all right, now's the big one. Let's see Keith's categories. Let's do the math here.
All right, let's do these. Let's do these 100 points.
All right, let's do this one together, Brandon.
Oh my gosh.
Let's do it. Oh my god.
All right,
Buddy
I'll do
over
the
here.
first one. You do the second, Brandon.
Oh,
all right.
cute.
So the first one we have sleep.
Am I really keeping this in there?
Absolutely.
All right. So what we got?
Sleep.
All right. So the first one is sleep. I'm gonna go as high as I'm gonna say 35.
Whoa.
I know.
That's
Dang.
It is huge. It is huge. But I really value sleep, especially for
Mr.
someone.
I slept at 5 a.m. last night.
Don't call him out.
Wow, you gotta put me on blast.
Edit.
But especially for someone who like I struggle with having a good sleep schedule. So I have like firsthand experience what it's like to have poor sleep as an athlete, and it honestly everything else goes out the window.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of value sleep so highly out of this 100-point scale here.
All right. So you got 60. You got 65 left to work with.
Okay, IQ 15.
15?
Yeah, what we got? What's
Skill. Sorry. Yeah. My bad. I'm a bad host. My bad.
we have? How much do we got left?
50.
50. Okay. Skill work. I'm gonna go as 20.
Ooh. Okay. So now you got 30 left to go with. Damn. Skill work's pretty high, huh?
You know what? Can I take that back?
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna go.
Influence you, right?
Yeah, I didn't. Okay, you're right. I didn't realize how many topics we have left still. Actually, so I'm gonna say skill work just 10.
10. All right, so you got 40 left to work with.
Okay. Diet. I'm also go with 12.
12. 28 left to work with. Next is strength and conditioning.
Also 12.
Okay.
Nope, 10. Let's do 10.
So now you got 18 left to work with. Then you got emotional intelligence next.
And the last one's mindset. So
Yes.
those are the two.
Yep.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go with emotional intelligence with 5,
Okay.
and the rest mindset.
Solid. Would you like to explain yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to start with why I put sleep so high, actually.
Okay.
From my own personal experience, when I don't sleep well, like I've had spans as an athlete even going 1 or 2 weeks with poor sleep. And when I have poor sleep, I make bad decisions. My IQ is bad on the court. When I have poor sleep, like my skill set takes a hit. My mental health takes a hit, my emotional intelligence, and then my mindset. My mindset's like, it's not that my mindset is necessarily worsened, but it's so much harder to push myself because my sleep is bad. So that's my justification for putting sleep so high. And also when you do like strength and conditioning and skill work, if you can't recover from it, you're just breaking down your body. I can strength train every single day, but if I'm not sleeping and eating right, then I'm doing it for nothing.
Yeah. No, I do actually agree with that. I tend to find that when I sleep like a full 8 hours, and it's like quality sleep. It's not like I'm sleeping and I'm in a bad mood, and sleep hygiene is a very real thing.
Yeah.
But
sure.
when I get like quality sleep and I wake up the next day feeling good, I practice well, and it's like you said as well, like mentality wise, emotional intelligence, that sort of stuff. It all factors into sleep. Yeah.
So what was your percentage on sleep again?
I put it 35.
So I wanted to mention something. So what do you guys think? I'll answer first. What do you guys think is 35, all 100% of sleep for you, right? So what would that look like? For me, filling all of that pot would mean going to sleep at the same time every day, waking up at the same time every day, and then also getting 8 hours of sleep every day. Those are my check boxes. Although is that nearly impossible to balance out with the rest of the things life has to offer?
Yeah, work-life
Probably.
balance, yeah.
But I think like that your mind and your body would probably like work so much better if it knew that system of your life, you know? But it's just hard to replicate that, man.
Definitely agree. But like, sleep also engulfs like all of these things. Like when you work better, like when you work out, right? It's supposed to help you sleep. When you eat better, what you consume, you know, like, like what you consume is also your output as well, whether you're performing or whether you're trying to sleep as well.
So sorry, Jordan, you said what constitutes 100% of that 35% sleep?
Right.
Is that what you're trying to say? So I feel like you said getting in, sleeping at the same time, waking up at the same time. That's good. Obviously, getting your circadian rhythm in balance. Yeah. I think it's also very important blue light's a massive thing. Staying off your phone an hour and a half or an hour, hour and a half before you go to sleep, and at least half an hour after you wake up.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to wake up and you got the phone right in your eyes.
So it's also the life you live outside of your actual sport contributes to your quality of sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, lucky for us, like we don't have kids, right? We're not there
not
yet.
that we know of.
Oh boy. Like we're not there in our life yet where we have to, you know, have that as a priority. So there actually shouldn't be a reason why we're not getting better sleep or a consistently good sleep.
Yep.
Sorry to keep adding to this section. I don't know why sleep is so interesting to me.
Well, I think,
So Brandon and I have a 6 a.m. workout. So if I'm telling you that we're going to get home by 11, does that mean, according to your standards, we should skip strength and conditioning in the morning and sleep in?
See, that's also like... That's tough because we're talking about consistent sleep, right? There's going to be days where coach schedules a 6 a.m. workout. Let's just say we had like some
late night dinners, things like that. You know, it's just
like events. We have real life things, events we have to do the night before. Like
sometimes you might not get back till 11, 12, you know?
Yeah, like that definitely happens.
Yeah. So is it basically a streak thing? So say like I've been doing my strength and conditioning every day for 5 days, or say I've missed 3 days of strength and conditioning in a row, but have gotten good sleep 4 nights in a row. That's where you would be like, okay, I can take 1 night off with a little bit less sleep and then get back to my strength and conditioning. Is that how you're looking at it?
Well, I don't want to say a justification for, you know, not getting a good night's sleep, especially when you need it, especially when you know ahead of time that you have to wake up early next day for a workout.
Yep.
I feel like we also don't have a choice with what life throws at us.
Yep. This is why I think naps are so important. Even if you get a 20-minute nap, if you get a 2-hour nap, naps are so important during the day.
You know what? I think naps are crucial for an athlete.
Yeah.
I don't think napping is necessary every single day. Jordan's got some disagreements on the naps.
I literally just wanted to ask him, okay, my situation right now, and this is not in a way me justifying skipping tomorrow, because I do think we're going to work out in the morning, right?
7.
We're working out in the morning. I was going to ask you, okay, in my situation, would you choose sleep or workout? But you're saying, okay, you could lose an hour of sleep, get the workout in, and take a power nap after, right? Yeah. Basically.
I mean, Brandon brought that up.
I did bring it up. I think that's,
I'm so guilty of doing that all the time because I already know when it's already 10 p.m. and I'm like not ready for bed yet. And then it's 11 and then it's like, oh no, it's midnight and I got to wake up at 5:30, 6 a.m. I'm already knowing that I have to grind it out tomorrow and then find another time to catch up on my recovery.
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't be like that. Your best sleep is in your REM cycle, right?
Yep.
It is in your deepest sleep, and you're not getting your deepest sleep in an hour or 2-hour nap.
I mean, that's fair. No, honestly, I just think napping is very important because I remember, you know, the UFC fighter, you know, Khabib?
Yeah.
Despite me liking Conor McGregor. One of his biggest things was like, I'd practice for 3-4 hours, go home, nap for 20 minutes to an hour, wake up, go practice for another 4 hours, and then just sleep again. He said that napping was honestly the thing that like pushed or that elevated him to where he was. I don't know, he's probably slicing it a little bit, but I think it's very important.
Right.
It's good recovery.
I mean, also like, you know, we hear stories of like his Kobe Bryant's off-season crazy workouts, like waking up at 4 a.m., you know, grinding like workout, eat, and then go rest.
Exactly.
Right? And then wake up, workout, sleep, and then rest. You know, so his scheduling, his blocks of time are much different than the average athlete.
Exactly. That can also be genetic. Like some people's body can respond to that. Some people's body will break down to that. I've heard rumors that Kobe sleeps does get his 8 hours, but he sleeps 4 and 4 in 2 different parts of the day. So, I mean, some of it you just gotta be built for.
It's also it's like apples and oranges for us. We are rookies in the PBA versus Kobe Bryant. Yeah. Like, hey man, literally
maybe we do this podcast like 8 years from now, and we have a completely different outlook on this, and we'll see. All right, tell us about your because now you want to get into the low one. What was your lowest one?
I put emotional intelligence at the bottom. For me, I think everyone's story is a little different, but as far as mental health goes, you will perform better with a healthy level of mental health. But I think that all the other things like your sleep and your mentality are higher than, I ranked it higher than your mental health because those two things are going to contribute to your mental health directly. I'm way more down when I don't sleep well. And when I'm having good sleep, good recovery, I have better workouts, therefore my mood is better. Mm-hmm. So I'm ranking everything else higher because it contributes to that.
Everything else helps. Yeah. No, yeah. That does make sense.
Like if everything else was lower, then that one would be higher. Yeah. So they're like I guess inversely related, right? Yeah. When one's up, the other is down, and vice versa. They directly influence each other.
Yeah. No, I get that. Just on emotional intelligence, I didn't realize how big of a thing it was until before the start of this season. Our captain, Chris Newsom, he put it into perspective for me. He's like, when you're playing a game against Ginebra or San Miguel, you got 20,000 people screaming for the other team, cheering for them. The people who have that emotional intelligence, who have the capability to just block that out and just focus on the game at hand, they're the ones that are going to come out on top.
I think know what I mean? Mentality, though. I don't think that's emotional intelligence.
Well, I mean,
it's more about mental health.
I think emotional intelligence also relates to how you react to a call or how you react to the other team going on an 8-0 run.
Would you say mentality is more approach?
Mentality is more approach, and then emotional intelligence more response, maybe?
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. That would be a good way to put it. Yeah.
This is my 2 cents. I want to like put myself in your shoes the way you're thinking about this. I do see why you would rate it really low, although I gave mine a 15. Because I believe when you're in a good mental state, when you're just in a good place in life, like positive energy is good energy. But for sports, I believe that, let's say what contributes to bad mental health, bad relationships, right? Say you got broken up with, right? Or say financially your family's not doing good, or you lost a loved one. A lot of people can take that and use that either way. If my life's going well, my life sucks. You get on the court, is your outlet, period, for whatever you're mentally going through. That's why I would agree with you putting it low. It's because, like, no matter what, life is good, I'm happy, I'm going to play well. Or my life sucks, I'm poor, all this it's all motivation.
You kind of channel it into your
energy,
game instead.
Good energy, bad energy. That's what's beautiful about basketball is it's all the same. You just channel it into positive energy.
That's fair.
Yeah. So even though like I did score it low, and I think I scored it the lowest out of the three of us, I have a background of like anxiety and like even depression, and like maybe I'll cover that in other episodes.
Without us, yeah.
But even though I scored it low, I'm just saying that it is still extremely important. If I would give 100 to all of these topics if I could.
All these topics are very important, by the way.
They're all very
just
important.
You guys
just because
know,
I put
very
it,
important.
I think I put it like a 5. It doesn't mean I think it's that low on the scale, really. Like it's not just 5% important to me. It is still 100% important to me and to all of us, I'm sure.
It's just in the sense of the exercise.
In the sense of our pie chart that we're creating here, yeah.
This is number one. This is very healthy. I'm glad we're doing this, guys. And I encourage players because we're in our mid-20s, right? You guys should have these conversations. Like growing up, it was all about output for me. It was all about, okay, I work out, I get X amount of shots, and then I play, right? We don't realize how much everything in life is a system. And basketball, you can break down preparation to be a good player statistically. And that's all we did is we sat here, we used our 3 life experiences, and we kind of tried to put that into a school of thought with numbers, right? And by looking at these numbers, it makes sense now. Like you're adding things together, and literally you could compute how to become a good athlete. And I think the 3 of us became better just by sitting down and talking about this.
You know what? I totally agree.
Yeah.
I've actually never sat down and done this pie chart before. The first time I'm doing it on camera, actually. So it's definitely eye-opening and, kind of like a self-awareness, self-reflection of what I value that make me a good athlete. Or not.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I just want to say, I think both you guys have fantastic opinions of this.
I think all of us contributed enormously.
Go ahead.
So my insult, I'm not trying to insult anyone. Maybe I am. No names.
Preparing to
but
cut.
There's a lot of people that literally cannot articulate what we talk about.
That's true.
Where
That's
we think
fair,
this
yeah.
is simple. Like a lot of people just go out there and play, and good on them. Some of them just have it figured out.
Yeah.
But some people can hit that next level if they do have these talks. So at the end of the day, looking at all these numbers, why not just go 100 for 100 on everything, right? If you really can. I say this list, what's also eye-opening to me is this list is if you really have to pick and choose on some days and like weigh some stuff out, or there's an opportunity, you're at a birthday party and maybe you want to drink with your friends one day, or
like
something
sacrificing your sleep for your
sacrifice.
early morning
like
workout.
what I told you, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe late last night is when I could do my strength and conditioning workout, and then I have a skill workout the next morning, and now you have to balance out. Though that's good for this list, but if basketball is really what you want to do, why not really think of this in a cerebral way and go 100 on everything? You know what I mean?
It's been a pleasure being on here, man.
No, I love the insights that we all gave each other, this little self-reflection and awareness of where we're at mentally, and also where we see ourselves performing with all of these topics that make up this 100-point system that JB decided to talk about today.
He just came up with it, man. He just came up with it. But no, it's been, honestly, I wasn't joking. It has been a pleasure talking about this sort of stuff, because you don't get very many players who want to talk about this sort of stuff. And it's even harder to like schedule things. So I think it's been good.
I got better today. That's all I know.
That's fair.
1% better every day, right?
1% better every day.
Yeah.
1%, we're adding that.
No, so thank you both for coming on. Brandon Bates, the center from Morocco, and JB. This guy has
LaSalle graduate.
This guy has a lot of things going for him. He's part of a foundation. He's a great person to connect with. I'm sure he will be networking with you very soon.
No, thank you for having us, man. I really appreciate it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
thank you.
Man.
Yeah, thank you all for coming.
My guy.
Well, this has been another episode of Beyond the Painted Lines podcast. I'm your host, Keith Datu. If any of these topics helped you out today, or if you would like to share your feelings and emotions about anything that we shared today, drop it down in the comments, send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. All right, thank you. Peace.
Peace.